the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are back for another Pokemon Plush tutorial. So today we are doing Mewtwo, the character from Pokemon Generation 1. Also hasn't reappeared in Pokemon Go yet, but will be implemented hopefully in the very near future. So this is based on the first version of Mewtwo, again version 1, which is based on a male character as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what we're going to be doing today. So the blocks you will need are the following. You'll need a light grey wool, block of clay, purple stained clay, magenta stained clay, snow, block of quartz, black wool, stone slab, and also buttons. So if you want to grab them blocks into your inventory, that'll be great, and I'll pause right here to give you guys an opportunity to do so. So this was designed by RustledDaJimmies or Nebula. As always, I'll leave a link to his social media down in the description. Go check him out and show him some support. In terms of the video, if you do enjoy, definitely consider leaving a like, subscribing down below if you haven't already. And because YouTube sub boxes aren't too great at the moment, they're really not doing too well. If you want to stay updated with whenever I upload videos, feel free to, right next to the subscribe button, there's like a little bell or a little settings cog. Feel free to hit that, click all notifications. What that will do is chuck you a cheeky email every time I upload, and it will let you know that I've uploaded, even if sub boxes aren't doing what they should be. Alternatively to this, if you want to drop me a follow on Twitter at GummyBearGames, that would be great as well, or Instagram at RealGummy. I post on there whenever I post a video, so that will always keep you in the loop, and I hope you do one of them, because it's always good to see you guys coming back. Okay, so for the tutorial, this is going to be a relatively complicated tutorial, because there is a lot of different colorings. I'm going to do it layer by layer, starting off with the front of the body. Now, as I always do, there will be opportunities to pause whenever I feel is necessary. Please do take your time, and then you'll have your very own Mewtwo plushie in your Minecraft, so that'll be kind of cool. Anyways, let's begin building. So what we're going to start by doing is find a nice empty space. As you can see, that's not a problem for me. And we're going to start by placing one block of clay. Now we're placing the front side of the body. The front side of the body is 6 blocks tall and 6 blocks wide, so we're doing 6 layers of 6. The second block to the right of this is 1 light grey. We're then going to place 2 purple stained clay, 1 light grey, and 1 clay. The second layer from left to right is 1 clay, 1 light grey, 2 magenta stained clay, and 2 light grey wool. The third layer is 2 light grey wool, 2 clay, and 2 light grey wool. Again, I keep on backing up just so you can pause if you want to. The fourth layer is 1 clay, 4 light grey wool, and 1 clay. The fifth layer is 2 clay, 1 light grey, and 3 clay. And then the final layer, which is the sixth layer, simply consists of 6 light grey wool. Once you've done that, it looks something like this. That is a 6 by 6 square, and this is basically the starting point for our whole statue. Now we will be adding a bunch of 3D effects, including limbs, later on, but for now we're going to build the base of the body, and then we'll come back and deal with that stuff afterwards. So what we're going to do is come around to the left side. Right next to this clay here, we're going to go 1, 2 to left using clay, and then 1 light grey wool. So essentially, we're expanding it 3 blocks to the left. Now the left side and the right side of the body are 6 tall and 4 wide. However, this row we already have here counts as the 4th layer, so we're only placing 3 blocks on each row. Now just like I did on the front side, we're going to go up layer by layer, left to right, and I'll explain every single block. I'm not going to discuss the block that's already here because that is a waste of time. The first layer, as I just said, is 1 light grey wool and 2 clay. The second layer is 3 light grey wool. The third layer is 2 light grey wool, 1 block of clay. After that we have 2 clay and 1 light grey wool. The fifth layer is 2 light grey wool and 1 clay. And then the sixth and final layer is 1 clay, 1 light grey, and 1 block of clay. Now I do appreciate it is somewhat difficult to, I guess, tell them apart, and it's just the small details basically. The only reason we're doing this is to make it non-plain, otherwise it would just be plain light grey wool and that'd be super boring. We're just doing it for details purposes, But again, I do appreciate on the video it might be slightly difficult to identify where the clay is, so I'll try and get in as close as possible just so you can have that opportunity. Okay, so again, that is 6 tall, 4 wide, and we're now going to move around to the right side. For the right side, same logic applies. We're going to start off with this clay at the bottom. We're going to go 1 to right using clay, and then 2 light grey. So that's our 3-block expansion. Just like the other side, it's 6 tall, 4 wide. This is the 4th layer. We're not going to be discussing that. Okay, so the second layer starts off with 1 clay, 1 light grey, and 1 clay. The third layer is 1 light grey, 1 clay, 1 light grey. The 4th layer is 1 light grey and 2 blocks of clay. The 5th layer is 2 light grey and 1 clay. And then the 6th layer is the exact same, 2 light grey and 1 block of clay. That is 6 tall and 4 wide, and that is the right side of the body. From a side angle now, you can see it should look something like this, and then from the left angle, again, like this. Coming around to the rear side now, again, it will be a 6x6 square, just like the front side, so we're going to work on it layer by layer. However, block on the left, block on the right already done, which means there's only a 4 block gap in the middle, which means we're doing 4 blocks per row. So starting off at the bottom on the left side now, we're going to place 1 clay, 2 purple stained clay, and 1 light grey wool. And as you can see, that will link together perfectly like this. The second layer is 1 clay, 2 purple stained clay, and 1 block of clay. The third layer is 2 light grey, 1 clay, and 1 light grey. The 4th layer is 3 clay, 1 light grey. 5th layer is 1 light grey, 2 clay, 1 light grey. And then the final layer is 3 clay and 1 light grey. That is what it looks like. That is a 6x6 square, and again, that is the base of the body complete. For the top here, just go ahead and fill it in with whatever block you want to do. It doesn't really matter, it will be covered up anyways. And then go back to the front side, which is this side here, which has the purple and magenta. The rear side has just purple. Easy way to identify them. So now, what we're going to be doing is, because we have the base of the body, we're going to be going back and adding all the 3D effects. So the front side is where this is most visible. We're going to start off by going up to the top left corner and going down 1 block. Right here, we're going to place 1 light grey wool. Bear in mind, this is 3D, so we're not replacing, we're building it on top of. We're then going to go to the right using 1 clay, up using light grey, 1, 2, 3, over to right using light grey, down using clay, and then over to right using light grey wool. And that will give you a shape which looks like this. What we're going to do is in the top left corner and top right, we're going to place a stone slab on each side, and it will now look like this. The remaining 3D effects we need to add, we're going to bring this forwards one at the front. So what we do is in front of purple stained clay, we place 2 purple, and in front of magenta, we place 2 magenta. What we're then going to do is either side of this, we're going to start off by placing the legs. Each leg is a 2x2x2 cube, but we're going to be doing it in layers. So the first layer, we come over to the left corner, and we start off by placing 2 clay right in front of the first 2 blocks, and in front of that, we're going to place 2 light grey wool. On the right side now, we place 2 clay, but then on the furthest point forwards, instead of placing 2 light grey, we're going to place 1 clay and then 1 light grey. So that is the first layer of each leg. Now on top of this, we're going to build a second layer, and the good news is the second layer for this one is the exact same for both the left and right leg, apart from them mirrored. So, on the left one, we're going to place a 2x2 of light grey wool, and in the bottom right corner, this one here, we're going to punch it out and replace with a clay. This side, same applies. We place a 2x2 of light grey wool, but this time in the bottom left corner rather than bottom right, we place 1 clay. As you can see, it's centered, and it should currently be looking something like this. Again, just for reference, this is the first layer, and I shouldn't have broke that. And then we go ahead and place a 2x2 of light grey wool on either side, and bottom right on the left, bottom left on the right. That mouthful was a bit confusing, or that sentence was a bit of a mouthful, but hopefully you do understand. So now we've done that, we can go ahead and add the arms. Now the arms are just as complicated, which is joyous, but we're going to build them. So what we're going to do is come to the left side, and right next to this light grey wool here of the 3D effect, we're going to place a clay. To the left of that, 1 light grey, and then forwards in front of it we place 2 clay. And that will give you a 2x2 platform, as you can see right here. Now the right arm is slightly different. What we're going to do is we're going to place next to this light grey wall here of the 3D effect, we're going to place 1 clay, go to the right one, forwards 1, and then to the left using 1 light grey. As you can see, again, a 2x2 platform on each side. That is the first layer of both sides. For the second layer, we're going to go to the left side first, and in the top left corner we're going to place clay, and then surround it by 3 light grey wool. And then on the right side we're going to place a clay in the bottom left corner, and then surround it by 3 light grey wool. So currently you should have something that looks like this. That is the body with the arms and legs complete, and that now means we can move on to the head. Okay, so moving on to the head, what we're going to be doing is starting off at the front left corner. Right above this half slab here, you can literally place it directly on top, place 1 light grey wool, and on the right side place 1 clay. In between this there will be a 4 block gap. Starting on the left we're going to place 1 clay and 3 light grey wool. Now this is again the first part of the head. It blends in with the 3D effect here, and again that's kind of intentional because we'll be adding 3D effects to the face, and that will make it stand out a bit more. What we're going to do is expand this on the right side and the left side 5 blocks back. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 using light grey wool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 using light grey wool, and then on the rear side just place 4 in the middle to join it together. What that will do is give you a 6x6 square. Now it might not be clear, I'll go ahead and fill it all in just so you can see. Again, that is a 6x6 square, and it should overhang the rear side by 1 block and also the front side by 1 block. You won't really be able to tell at the front side because of the 3D effect, which you can see right here. So starting off at the front side, we'll work on that first, of course being the face. We got the first layer, as I said here, which is 1 light grey, 1 clay, 3 light grey, and 1 clay. The second layer is 1 light grey, 2 clay, 1 light grey, and 2 clay. The third layer is 1 snow, 1 black wool, 1 light grey, 1 clay, 1 black wool, and 1 snow. The fourth layer is 1 snow, 1 purple, 1 clay, 1 light grey, 1 purple, and 1 snow. The fifth layer is 4 light grey wool, 2 clay, and then the sixth layer is 2 clay and 4 light grey wool. So that will give you a 6x6 square. As you can see here, this is what it should look like. Now, if you want to change up the eyes a little bit and make it look a little more clean, what you can do is instead of snow, you can use quartz, which is why I always say at the start of the video, you can decide. Personally, I prefer quartz, so I'm going to keep it like this. So that's looking awfully plain and missing quite a few features. That's what we're going to work on adding now. So we're going to start off by adding a nose/mouth region. The way we're going to do this is come to the bottom left corner of the face, right here, this light grey wool, and go 1 block to the right. In front of this, we're going to place a 3D effect. It's going to be 4 wide and 2 tall. We're going to start off by placing 1 light grey wool, to right of that 1 clay, and 2 light grey wool. Now, if you've done it correctly, it should be centered. There should be a 1 block gap on the left and 1 block gap on the right. On top of this, we're going to place another layer that consists of 1 light grey and 3 clay. As you can see, that is your 4x2 area, and what you can go ahead and do is grab 2 buttons, and on the second row, on the second and third block, which will both be clay, simply place 2 buttons, and that will be effective nostrils. For the eyebrows now, what we're going to do is come to the top left corner of the build, right to this block here. We're going to go down 1, so to second top block. We're going to place 1 light grey wool, and we do the exact same on the right side. So we go to the top right corner, go down 1, and place 1 light grey. What we're then going to do is get our stone slabs, and on the left side we're going to go down diagonal, and on the top half of this purple stained clay we're going to place a stone slab, and we do the exact same on the right side. So we place on the top half, not on the lower half, not like that. On the top half we place 1 stone slab. Now on top of this we're going to place another stone slab, and it will give you an effect that looks like this. You should still be able to see half a block of purple. If it covers the purple, you've not done it correctly. You want to still be able to see half the block, and then there should be a half slab gap in between here of the light grey wool and the half slab. And that is the front side of the face complete. I'll give you guys a second to pause if you want to do so, and then we'll move straight on to the left side. So for the left side, the first layer we're going to start off by making a few changes. Now the general gist of things is that it's going to be a 6x6 square. We're going to start off in the bottom left corner by replacing this light grey wall right here with 1 clay, leave a 1 block gap and then punch out 2, replace with clay, and that is the first layer. So the first layer consists of 1 clay, 1 light grey, 2 clay, 2 light grey. The second layer is 1 clay, 1 light grey, 1 clay, 1 light grey and 1 clay. The third layer is 2 clay, 2 light grey and 1 clay. The fourth layer is 1 light grey, 1 clay, 1 light grey, 1 clay and 1 light grey wool. The fifth layer is 1 clay, 2 light grey, 2 clay. And then the final layer is 2 clay and 3 light grey wool. And as you can see here, that is again a 6x6 square, and that is the left side of the head. Now the right side is slightly different, so don't skip ahead quite yet, because I'll be going over that in a second. Okie dokie, so moving around to the right side, again same logic applies. We're going to come to the bottom right corner on the first layer and punch out the first 2 blocks and replace with clay. So the first layer consists of 1 clay, 3 light grey and 2 clay. The second layer, starting from this block right here, is going to be 1 light grey, 2 clay, 1 light grey and 1 clay. The third layer is 1 clay, 1 light grey, 1 clay and 2 light grey wool. The next layer is 1 clay, 2 light grey, 1 clay and 1 light grey wool. The fifth layer, second to last layer, is 2 light grey and 3 blocks of clay. And then the final layer is 1 light grey, 2 clay, 1 light grey, and 1 block of clay. Again, that's what it should look like. If you want to pause, now is a good time to do so. Okay, so that leaves us with 2 final sides before we move on to doing the tail. So we're going to come around to the rear side now. Now the rear side should currently look like a U. It's going to be a 6x6 square, and we're going to start off at the bottom because the first layer needs a few small adjustments, mainly the first 2 blocks becoming clay instead of light grey. Now, just like the body, the sides are already done, 1 on left, 1 on right, which means we're only doing 4 blocks on each layer, so it's going to be nice and easy. So anyways, the second layer is 1 clay, 2 light grey and 1 clay. The third layer is 1 clay and 3 light grey. The fourth layer is 4 light grey wool. And then the fifth layer goes light grey, clay, light grey, clay. The final layer is 4 clay blocks, and that will cap it off, and that will give you your 6x6 square. And that is the rear side of the head. Coming up to the top side now, we're going to come around to the front perspective. As if we're facing from the front side of the face, you'll be presented with a 6x6 square with a 4x4 empty area. We're going to start off in the top left corner here, so starting off next to this second block of clay, we're going to place 3 blocks of clay and 1 light grey, and we're going to work our way forwards. The next layer is 2 clay, 2 light grey. The layer after that is 3 light grey and 1 clay, and then the final layer is 2 light grey and 2 blocks of clay. Again, from a top perspective, should currently look like this, and I'll give you guys a second to pause. Now before we move on to building the tail, what we're going to be doing is adding some ears. Now these ears consist of 3 blocks in total, 2 clay and 1 light grey, and we're going to build one on the left and on the right. What we're going to do is come to the top left corner, so at the back side of the head, and we're going to go 1, 2, and on the third block we're going to place a clay on top and bring it forwards 1. We do the exact same on the right side, so we go to the top right corner, we count 1, 2, 3, and on the third and fourth block we place 2 clay, and on the third block on top of it we place 1 light grey. So on the rear block of the clay we place a light grey, and that gives us our 2 ears. Again, from a side angle, should look currently something like this. Hopefully you can kind of see the resemblance now. It's really starting to take shape. Okie dokie, so before we go ahead and add the tail, what I'm going to do is get rid of my arm. I'm going to do a little spin around of the body and the head as it is so far. Give you guys a final opportunity to pause if you need to catch up, and hopefully that'll be all you guys need. and you'll have your very own statues. Okie dokie. So again, one thing to consider is the head is a 6x6x6 cube, and then the body is a 6x6 square on the front side and a 6x4 on the sides. Once you've got that, that's pretty much all you need to know. The rest is just, I guess, listed off in the video, where I do it row by row, or alternatively just go to the pause points. Okay, so now we have hopefully all got something that looks like this. What we're going to do is start adding the tail. So we're going to come around to the rear side now, and right in front of this purple stained clay right here, we're going to place a 2x2 of purple stained clay, and then on the furthest point away, we're going to go up one layer. So bring it up 2 blocks like so, not here. So there should be a gap here and then 2 blocks right there. And that is the first step. We're going to be doing things layer by layer. Now with this, we're going to be using purple stained clay and magenta. Facing towards the rear of the statue, what we're going to do is in front of this top left corner here, we're going to bring it forwards one, up one using magenta, and to the left one using purple stained clay. Next layer, what we're going to do is in front of this purple stained clay here, we're going to go forwards one, up one using magenta, to left one using purple, and up one using magenta. So currently you should have something that looks like this. This is where things get a bit more tricky because we're curving it back round to the front side now. So what we're going to do is go to the left one, then head round to the front side and face towards it, bring it towards you one, and punch out the original block you just placed. From here you're going to go up one, and you're also going to go to the left one from the lower block, and that's, as you can see, curving back round to the front side of the statue. The final 3 blocks you're going to place, you're going to go to the left one, then back round to the front side, place one towards you, and punch out the original, and that's again looping round to the front side. Go back round to the front side again, bring it forwards, down, and punch out the original. And then the final block, what we're going to do is we're going to go forwards one, to left one, and up one, and punch out the 2 blocks you just placed. And as you can see, it loops around and it ends up being 1 block away from this clay right here, and it gives you a shape that looks like this, and that is the tail. Now there is one more thing we're going to be adding, and I'll go over that in a second, but for now I'm just trying to give you as many angles as possible on the tail, just in case you got a tiny bit confused, and that's understandable. It is a custom shape, and it is a bit of a pain. Okie dokie, so the final step of this tutorial, and then we can wrap it up, is the little part that goes from the back of the body to the back of the head. So what we're going to start by doing is coming to the top left corner of the back of the body, so this clay block here, and count 1, 2, and on the third block, go down 1. So we should currently be on 2 blocks of clay. We're looking for the third and fourth block on the second to top layer. What we're going to do is place 2 light grey, and on the left side we're going to bring it forwards 1 using the light grey, and on the right side we're going to bring it forwards 1 using clay, and that will give you a 2x2 platform. From here, we're going to work on the left side first, so ignore the right side. On the left side, we're going to go up diagonal from this light grey here using clay. We're going to go up 1, again using clay. Up 1 using the light grey. To the left 1, back towards the head, so it should join up with the head using the light grey. And then up 1 using light grey. So from the left side, it should look like this. Now the right side is even easier, so what we're going to do is follow the exact same pattern. So we go up diagonal, place a light grey. Go up twice to right 1 and up 1 using light grey, exact same shape, and that is your connection. It's too thick, again goes from the second to top layer of the back of the body until the back side of the head, and from both sides it looks very, very similar. Okie dokie, so with that, that is your Mewtwo plushie complete. I really do hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like. Apologies if my voice does seem a bit offish today. It's been playing up recently. I don't know what it is. It just goes a bit like low, a bit deep, and a bit like quiet. And there's nothing really I can do about that. So I'll try and work things out for the future and record probably when my voice isn't feeling like that. That would probably be the better way of doing things. But hopefully it didn't annoy you. And apologies if it did. Anyways, I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, subscribing down below, as well as following the stages to combat YouTube's awful system. Again, thank you very much to the designer, Rustled or Nebula, and stay tuned for more Pokemon plushes. Let me know which ones you want to see down below in the comments section. I'll always read the comments. I read every single one, so that's always great to see. Apart from that, Until we speak again in the very near future, thank you very much for watching. My name has been Gummy, and goodbye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you?